Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek, and we're up to the finale of season 1 of Star Wars Andor, and it was very good. But I must admit, I was kind of disappointed in some areas. But let's have a look at the show. We'll hit the intro, and then we'll get into it, shall we? Right, I'm back. Let's see what we can do. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that cool stuff. And drop a comment in the chat. Not in the chat, in the comments. It's not live. What am I talking about? Drop a comment in the comments if you agree with me or disagree with me or whatever. And follow me on my social medias. It's all up there in the red boxes. And also the links are in the description. So do all that cool stuff. Right, so let's get the episode up. Let's get the episode up, shall we? Right, where have I put it? Oh, it's there. There we go. Right, so we start off with a blank screen because there's nothing happening. And then we hit the previously on Andor. So we know what's happened, don't we? We know what's happened so far. There's Mon Mothma's dealings with this shady character, whose name I still can't remember. Davos, somebody or other. Let's have a look. What's his first name? Let's have a look on IMDb, see if it says. Or maybe Davos is his first name, I can't remember. Looking down the massive list, because he's got a cast of thousands. Voice of God. What? Sorry, I've just seen that in the cast list. Martin Ware as the voice of God. What does that mean? I have no idea where that's coming from. Hey, so where's this Davo chap? Is it Davo or Davos? I always think Davos because it's that place in Switzerland, isn't it? Hey, is he in here? He must be in here somewhere. Then we've got Forrest Whitaker, Saw Gerrera, way down the list. Talking Head. Hey. It's going to be here somewhere. It's going to be here somewhere. Tell you, how far that... I don't know how many people's in this show. Whatever, it's called... Oh, there we go. Davos Skulden. So Davos is his first name. I presumed it was his second name. Davos Skulden, played by Richard Delane. So there you go. That's who that is, Davos. Right, where were we? So we're learning about, he wants his son to marry into the Mon Mothma family. Is it the Mothma family? Or is her husband Perrin Mothma? Or, I don't know. I don't know. They don't go into that. But she don't want to do that. He's got money. He's got money, and she's 400,000 credits in the red. She's got to find a way to put the Empire off her scent, which she does. That's Vel, who remember was in the raid on Aldani. Only her and Cinta and Cassian Andor survived that. There's Cyril Khan. He's found out about Marva's died, Cassian Andor's adoptive mother. Because remember, she stole him. He was a Lord of the Flies kid on that planet in the first episode. And she basically kidnapped him and adopted him for herself. And he took her last name, because her last name's Andor. She's Marva Andor. Anyway, he's found out that she's died, so that Cassian will be going back to Ferrix. So he's going to head there, obviously. That's Cassian finding out about it, gazing out at the sunrise or sunset. I think it's a sunrise, I don't know. Much the way he looked out over the ocean, him and Jyn Erso looked out of the ocean at the end of Rogue One before they were vaporised. Laugh. Right, so here we go. There's the Lucasfilm logo, there's the Star Wars logo, and then we'll have the Andor logo, which I say every week. It takes 1,000,000 years to come on. I'm playing that at normal speed. Nothing's happening. Look at that, how slow that is. Unbelievable. Time filling, that's what it is. It's just filling out the times. Content. Right, we see this young person doing some soldering on this high-tech remember the Empire and the Republic before it was like, were they like a class 1 civilization? We're not even a class 1 civilization. They are, they can harness all these energies of stars and all that, and kyber crystals, travel amongst the stars, and they're still using circuit boards with capacitors on and stuff like that, and soldering irons. But it's good, it's clunky, good clunky technology that works, so doing something. I immediately thought, he's making a bomb. I think it's a he. I don't actually know. You never know these days, do you? I'm sorry, but I'm guessing that's a he. Or maybe the non-binary. Maybe it's a they, them. They are making, well, it turns out it's a bomb, I were right. So it's a bomb factory. Remember doing the old, this is dark and gritty Star Wars, and a lot of people moan about it. They've called it Andor because it is a bit of a slog sometimes. It's a slow burn. There's a lot of talking, more talking than action, and a lot of people don't like that. But I think there's room in Star Wars. It doesn't all have to be fun and games and hijinks all the time. Rogue One showed us that, showed us the gritty side of Star Wars, which is why I love Rogue One. And this is more the same because it's from Tony Gilroy, who did, nearly half of Rogue One. He directed nearly half of Rogue One, along with Gareth Edwards. But Tony Gilroy parachuted in to save the film. Apparently, we were in pretty bad shape. And he came in, did some rewrites, directed some extra scenes and stuff, and including the Darth Vader hallway scene. So there you go. Anyway, where were we? Right, so on this planet, a shuttle's coming into land, an Imperial shuttle. I didn't realise this were Ferrix at the time. I thought this were like Corellia or somewhere like that, but it ain't, it's Ferrix. This shuttle's coming into land, and it's Dedra. Dedra's arrived, as we will see. Got very Return of the Jedi vibes. I thought, is Vader going to walk down there? Dun, 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 dun. It's great shot. There's an Imperial Stormtrooper there, and there's one there, and it's all very, very well done. Oh, you can't see one there. Can you see him there? No, it's behind me. It's behind me. Never mind. Anyway, she comes down there. By the way, this is quite a long episode for Andor. It's like 50 odd minutes, but there's quite a lot of credits. Apparently, it's the second longest season finale, or the second longest episode, or whatever, on Disney Plus. But it's not even an hour long, is it? So whatever. Some more shots there, Imperial Stormtroopers. It's all very well made, I must admit. This is Bix. Remember, she's been interrogated. She's been held in a hotel. Apparently, it's a hotel that they're holding her in. I thought it would be some, Imperial facility. But they're holding her in a hotel. Probably because the Empire it's only just got its presence there, hasn't it, on Ferrix. It were originally policed by the Morlana, what they call it, I forgot what they called it. The Morlana, corporate security, but they made a mess of it. Cyril Khan and Sergeant Mosk and all that made a mess of it when Cassian and Luthen escaped and blew up some stuff, and then so the Empire came in, and deposited a garrison there. Obviously, they hadn't had time to build things yet, so they're commandeering places like this hotel. Right, so they've got her there. She's and they tortured her, remember, with the sounds of dying aliens, and it's sent her loopy. As Saw Gerrera might say, it has the effect of driving one insane, as he said in Rogue One, with stupid Borg gullet. Gotta hated that. Anyway, so she's there by this door. I don't know what she's doing here, actually. Is she trying to get in, or she's just checking the... Oh, no, she's checking the... I can't see it there. Behind me... I'll move that over a bit. There we go. Behind there's a camera. The camera in the room, and she's checking on Bix. I thought she was trying to get in, but she's checking on Bix, as you can see there. And then she decides she's going to go for a walk with Corv, who's the fella that we've seen before, who's been watching Marva's house. She's going to go for a walk. She's going to get dressed into civvies, and check out the area. So that's what she's going to do there. This is this young chap with his. I'm watching that, looking at that, and thinking, what's he got a Leeds United patch on there for? I know it isn't, but it just reminded me of it. Look it up. Look up Leeds United patch, and you'll see. But it should be yellow and blue. Anyways, carrying on making his bomb, because he's a terrorist. On it, he's got this. Up there, I've got this. Like a hologram there, and I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's his brother, his father, his lover. I don't know who it is. It might have shown us before, but I can't remember. But that's obviously the inspiration. He must be dead, killed by the Empire. So, he's wanting revenge. I'm going to say he. People going to work on Ferrix. Oh, coming back from work on whatever. Going about their business on Ferrix. This is. I wish I could remember his name. I should find out all these names, shouldn't I? But whatever. It is what it is. He's talking to this chap. This is the chap that Cassian contacted at the end of the last episode, and he's telling this fella that Cassian now knows that Marva's dead, so they probably expect him to come because the funeral is happening. Because Marva was apparently. A high-ranking member of Ferrix Society. She was one of the daughters of Ferrix, which is described by the Empire as a social club. So she's going to have a state funeral sort of thing. So there he is telling this chap about Cassian, that Cassian knows that Marva's dead. Right, so that's Corv. I think that's who we see is with Marv, Dedra Miro. There she is, there's Dedra. And she steps out of the behind there. There we go. No, just as she does, it changes the scene. Oh, and they'll come round the corner. Look, there we go. There she is. Looking very inconspicuous. But we know who she is, but the other people don't. She's a baddie. Carry on making this. This is doing this bomb. It actually gave me. When they were making those pipe bombs in the Terminator, when Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor were making those pipe bombs in Terminator. It reminded me of that. So he's doing that. Now this chap, I don't know his name. Oh, I do know his name. I forgot. Something like Yan Wan or something like that. I can't remember. Let's have a look, see if we can find it. Let's have a look in the list. Hey. There's that many in this. It could take me forever. I should write them all down, shouldn't I? I still want to know who that voice of God is. I've just seen it in the list again. Zanwan. Yeah, there we go. Zanwan. That's who that is. With an X. Zan with an X. He's talking about how it must be hard for Cassian, if he knows that Marva's dead, or he thinks he doesn't know that Marva's dead. So. But we find out there is a traitor, and he tries to sell Cassian Andor out. But he pays for it with his life later on, because he's a baddie. He's a baddie. So they're talking about it there, and he doesn't say that Cassian knows, but Zanwan kind of gets that impression. So that's why he goes, hey, looking shifty there, isn't he? There he goes and spills it. Says he wants money, wants double the reward or whatever for Cassian. This is this young chap doing his bomb again. Looking very serious. There we go. He's looking at. I don't know who that is. I presume it's somebody that this person loved. I don't know if it's a he or a she or a they or whatever. I don't know this, but I don't know. I'm sorry. Apologies to the actor, actress. Anyway, cut to Mon Mothma, Genevieve O'Reilly, looking absolutely gorgeous. I know I said that every week, but I do. I think she's astonishingly beautiful. But there she is. Anyway, she's in a car, in a chauffeur-driven limo, and Perrin, her husband, hops in. He says, I thought you'd gone without me. And she said, I was tempted to. Anyway, she's got a bit of a plan here. So she starts having a bit of an argument. She says to the driver, can we have privacy, please? And he must press a button and like a screen or whatever happens. And they think they're private, but she obviously knows they're not. And she knows that he's recording. The driver is an Imperial spy. And, she knows that he's recording their conversation. So she has a confrontation with Perrin, her husband, and saying... accusing him of gambling, and she's going to use that obviously to explain why the 400,000 credits has disappeared from her bank account. She's going to blame it on Perrin, and he's all like denying it, saying, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And but that's sowing the seed to throw the Empire off the scent. He must have had a gambling problem in the past. That's the driver listening in. Boo! There she is. Mid-argument. Don't mess with Mon Mothma. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look, she's cross. She's pretending to be cross. She's a politician. They're good at pretending. There's Vel. She's arrived on Ferrix. She goes to see Cinta. There you go. Cinta's keeping an eye on things. I'm not exactly sure why Vel's there, to be honest. She doesn't do a lot this episode apart from moan at Cinta. Cinta's getting things done, as we'll see. She's doing her job, and Vel's just, I don't know. As was said in the previous episode, she's playing the spoiled rich brat. So, anyway, she doesn't do a lot this episode, to be honest. But remember, her and Cinta, her and Cinta are in a relationship. The first in Star Wars. Look at that battered old R2 unit there, astromech. Does it work? I don't know. Do we see it move? I didn't notice it first time. No, it's not moving, is it? It's probably all rusted up. Anyway, here's Cassian. He's arrived. I don't know when he arrived, but he has arrived. Did he come on a normal chartered flight? Because you'd think the Empire would have... If they're after him, they'd have his picture up everywhere, wouldn't you? Wanted, reward and all that. Because there is a reward out for him, because remember Zanwan, is it Zanwan, whatever, says he wants double the reward money, because he knows he's coming. But unless he got Han Solo, maybe no questions asked to take him there. Oh, and he has a bit of a flashback here to Clem. Clem was Marva's partner when they took Cassian, young Cassian, from wherever he was as a kid. And he's having a flashback memory here to when they're cleaning up Imperial equipment. They look a bit like heat sinks, don't they? They're cleaning them up. And they're saying they can get 500 credits each for one of these that's all cleaned up. But the Empire just wants people just to buy new things at 10 times the cost. Which is a bit, it's a comment on modern day consumerism, isn't it? It's within a throwaway society. Rather than having things fixed, we just throw it away and buy a new one. So there you go. That's why I like watching these restoration videos on YouTube. They're very relaxing. Although I think some of them are a bit suspicious, but that's by the by. But that's what he's doing. He's restoring something. It's a bit of equipment. So I've got tickly nose. I've started saying that a lot lately. I get tickly noses when I start doing these YouTube things. Means I'm going to have an argument. So here we go. This is Cassian. This is obviously a few years earlier. I don't know how long. He's grown up. When we saw it first, a few episodes ago, and we saw the clone troopers, I was thinking, it was during the time of the Republic, but, or at the early... the crossover period between the Republic and at the end of the Clone Wars. And I was thinking it was during the Clone Wars, but obviously not, because we saw Cassian there as an adult, didn't we? So obviously it wasn't. So they were like probably late Clone Troopers, early Stormtroopers, maybe. I don't know, but I got that wrong. But whatever. So anyway, so he's thinking about Clem. Remember, he took Clem's name when he went on the Aldhani raid. He jumps over a wall and he's into the junkyard that Bix worked at, and some guard dogs, wherever they are, arrived. they jump up and start barking, but they're chained up, and then this fella appears, and he knows Cassian, and they embrace. There you go, and calls off the dogs. He's telling him all about Marv's funeral, and how he's sorry about it, and Cassian's asking where Bix is, and keeping her in the hotel. So Cassian's going to try and get her out. By the way, there's lots of different things. There's no like connective tissue really, and all these different things that are happening. Pretty much all things are happening separately. There's no like coordination, sort of. Things just happen in this episode. Cassian is working by himself. He wants to get Bix out, but he's meeting his friends and stuff. And they get a ship at the end. But apart from that, lots of different things happen in an unconnected manner. Right here, Cassian's listening to... I forgot his name. Remember they were given the manifesto, the young kid on Aldani who were crushed in the ship. He gave him his manifesto, his book he were writing, and it's an audio book that you can read as well. And it is an Orabesh, but that's as you see the text. There's like a waveform. You can hear him talking as well. So, and he's talking about how the rebellion. They don't have to be. One part of the rebellion doesn't have to know what the other part's doing, but if one person rises up and does something for the Empire to take notice, that's cool and good. So, that's what he's basically saying. So this is obviously Cassian, he's thinking about his future. I mean, he's lived his life, staying one step ahead of the law, being, like a scoundrel, basically, stealing things and selling things on the black market. But now he's thinking, is it time for him to do something serious? Because Marva, remember, she was part of the rebellion in her little way on Ferrix. And she will be again, as we'll see. So he's thinking, is it time for him to step up and do the right thing? Or as Dumbledore might say, do what is right, not what is easy. Oh, there you go. Anyway, so here's a hologram here. This is Dedra being briefed by her officers about what's going to happen during Marva's funeral. They've closed off part of Rick's Road, and they've allowed 40 people, and there's going to be a band and stuff like that, marching band, and apparently they were going to put snipers up, but she said no snipers, but have people there watching, but no snipers. So that's what they're going to do. We see troopers. Oh, then we're back on Coruscant. I think this is the ISB. As we'll see, the driver, Mon Mothma's drivers, telling Blevins, Supervisor Blevins, remember he's Dedra's rival in the ISB. He's telling Blevins about Mon Mothma's husband's gambling problems. So that's what's happening there. But then Blevins gets called away. There's a meeting going on about... I forgot his name. Krieger, Anto Krieger. Remember, Anto Krieger, who we've only seen in hologram form, in a photograph, was going to launch attack on the... is it Steel House or Sten House? I can never remember. Anyway, it's a power station, Imperial power station. They were going to launch an attack on that. And Luth and Rael went to Saw Gerrera, because Saw Gerrera's got X-Wings and stuff, and they wanted Saw Gerrera to provide air cover. But Saw Gerrera refused. But then it was discovered that the Empire knew all about what was going to happen, because they captured one of Anto Krieger's pilots, and obviously he spilled the beans, and they told him all about the attack, and so they know it's going to happen. So Luthen, rather than give up, rather than tell Anto Krieger not to go ahead with the attack, he's got to let it happen. Otherwise, the Empire would know that they've got a mole in their in their organisation. So he's going to let the attack go ahead, and it'll be a massacre. And the thing is, we didn't see it happen, and that's one of the things I was disappointed about. We didn't see the ambush, the Imperial ambush, because apparently everybody were killed. All the the rebels were killed. No survivors. And Dedra's on the. It's like a Zoom meeting. She's on the blower. To Major Partigan. Is it Partigan or Partigaz? Partigaz, isn't it? Saying that what point in killing everybody? You can't learn anything from a corpse. And Partigaz says that's not important. What's important is letting the Emperor know that they're on top of things, and this rebellion is inconsequential, and they can deal with it. That's what it's all about. So that's that. So we didn't see what happened. We just learned that they did get wiped out. 30 men apparently just killed, but we didn't see it. Happened off screen, which I was disappointed in that. They could have at least showed part of it, couldn't they? They could have showed part of it. Could have shown them going in to attack the power station, and then the old it's a trap, and loads of Star Destroyers appearing. It'd have been cool, but they didn't do that. Maybe they didn't have the money for that. But they've had money for everything else, because it's not a cheap show, because it's very well shot, a lot of sets, and it's all very well done. So anyway, so there she is. There's Dedra. Right, Luthen's arrived on Ferrix. He's parked his ship. He's getting on his speeder, and he puts his hood up, and he sets off. Are you ready? Hang on, here we go. And he sets off, and you think, as soon as he set off, that hood would have come back down, wouldn't it? But there you go. Sets off towards wherever the city on Ferrix is called. Is that called Ferrix as well? I don't know. But he's going there. Remember, he's going to kill Cassian. He wants Cassian dead, because Cassian knows who he is. So there you go. Right, Cassian's in this underground place. The chap that met him at the junkyard is obviously Cassian's got some stuff stashed under here, so he's keeping a lookout. And then this other fella, this big fella who's taking care of Marva's funeral and that. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. He comes, and they greet each other and all that. So, but he says he's got to go and deal with the funeral. So that's coming up. And Cassian's going to get Bix. He's going to get Bix out of the hotel. So that's what's happening there. Oh, this is Cyril's arrived on Ferrix along with Sergeant Mosk. And for some reason, I don't know why, I've gone past that bit, I think, actually, but let's go back. Go back a tad. If it'll let me. Oh, there we go. For some reason, Mosk gives Cyril his cap, and Cyril gives Mosk his cap. The swap caps, that's what I'm trying to say. And I've no idea why. Is there some rank thing about it? Because Mosk's cap were red, Cyril's cap's grey. I don't know what it means. Does it mean is I don't know what it is. But obviously it has some significance to them. I don't know what. But anyway, there's the old the bus. It's cool, and it was flying off. Look, Cyril and Mosk's on there. So obviously they've arrived at the this must be the spaceport or whatever. So they're heading into the city. It's not a very nice place, is it? I wouldn't want to live there. It looks a bit grimy, but not everywhere can be lovely. Right, Cassian's heading into this. He's got like this little lookout place up these ladders, these metal ladders, and he's keeping an eye out on things. I think you can see the hotel from there where they're holding Bix, so that's what he's doing. Luthen's he's checking out the area. He goes and he sees Vel. There she is. So, but they have words, and then part company. The Imperial officers on guard. Right, the band's tuning up, and there's two bands. There's one band in like yellow, or it's like mustard colours. There's another band in red, and they start off in separate areas and then converge. And I don't know why that's important, but it seems to be to them. This is Cassian looking out through these little gaps. So the band sets off. And while that's happening, I think there's the fella with the big anvil up in the tower going bong, bong, doing all that. I think he stops when the band starts. He stops bonging. So the band's coming out playing a sad little tune, a funeral dirge, I suppose it could be. All the officers all get ready, and the Imperial soldiers start lining the streets. There you go. There's the two bands coming together on Rick's Road. And what happens when they get together, when they meet? Yes, by the way, Zanwan, am I getting that right, Zanwan? He tells Korv to pretend to arrest him because he's got information. And he says he wants double. So he's going to tell him all about Cassian. But as luck would have it, he don't get a chance because things kick off. Luthen's watching on. Right, the bands converge. And then the big chap, he brings out Marva's brick. Remember, they put her ashes, they cremate you and put your ashes in a brick, and then they set you in a wall. Earlier on, we'd seen Cassian looking at Clem's brick because it's got writing on, in like rune. It looks like runes. It's not Arabic. It's like, I don't know what it is, to be honest. But here he is. Look, there you go. He's got Marva's brick there. So there's obviously some sort of ceremony going on. We don't see him actually place the brick because things happen. There's Cassian thinking about Marva, obviously. There's Bix. She's looking from her hotel, but she's still a bit out of it. Right here, the riot troopers, I suppose you call them. They arrive with their gear. There's Dedra in the background. Right, here's B2 EMO. He plays an important part in this. It's nice to see he's there. And anyway, as the band stops, they play a hologram. As you might have seen from the thumbnail, put the hologram in a minute. Anyway, we'll get to that bit. I think they'll have like a few moments of silence. Everybody's waiting. Oh, this is Dedra. Yes. Zanwan tells the Imperials that Cassian's in that little place. Remember that he went up that ladder. Zanwan obviously knows that's a lookout area that Cassian used. So he tells them that he's in there. So they're going to check that out. The Death Troopers go in and check it out. But Korv climbs up the ladder. Because obviously Death Troopers probably not very good at climbing ladders, especially in a little place like that. But Korv goes and checks it out. But Cassian's not there. He's already legged it. No, that's the young fella. I'm saying fella who built the bomb. It's in his bag. Is that a human or an alien in a gas mask? No idea. That's Korv going and checking, and he's not there. Right, B2. Not these things. Not there, look, not there. She's saying, well, where is he then? I don't know. Don't know, woman. Right, so here we go. They've arrived now. So now B2 EMO plays a hologram of Marva. Cassian's arrived. He's got into the hotel. This is the kitchen, and he comes across somebody that he knows, and he says, "Where's Bix?" So he points in the right direction, and he says, "Sorry about your mum, Cassian." There we go. And Marva's hologram plays. She must have recorded this, obviously sometime before she died. I don't know when, but she seems to be coughing and stuff, so it can't have been too long before she passed away. But anyway, she's talking about how proud she is of Ferrix and all that, and then she starts going on about the Empire and how the Empire's a disease that's destroying the galaxy, and the Imperial officer gets a bit cross and comes and tries to cover up. Hang on. Tries to cover up the B2, but everybody's looking and think, crikey, she's been a bit naughty saying this stuff, but she's dead, so what does she care? This young fella starting to cry, looking up at Marva's hologram. There she is, and he comes along now and says, stop that, and he goes to cover up B2, and obviously it didn't work properly, so he knocks over B2, and then the crowd kicks off. They've got a riot going on. Don't kick over B2 or we're going to riot. So that's what they start doing, so they start fighting. They're not shooting yet, they're just fighting, and got shock sticks and stuff. Cassian deals with this guard, makes short work of him to get Bix out. They've got to form a line now. Oh, there's a gun thing there. It's like a little tank thing. I don't know. But it's got a big gun on. It'd be like a 50 cal I'd have in World War II parlance. So it's got a big blaster on there. And a lot of stormtroopers come out, and they've got to admit, when the stormtroopers start shooting, they're actually good shots in this. So not all stormtroopers are rubbish shots. So anyway, it's all kicking off outside. He's going to get Bix, and this young fella's going to get his bomb out in a minute. They're all kicking off. Look, they're all charging the barricades. That's it. It's like what you see, in the UK when we have as peaceful demonstrations. Somebody always kicks off, don't they? Don't get me started. Don't get me started on agent provocateurs and all that. Anyway, here he is. There we go. Going to throw his bomb. Hey, good throw and all that. Cyril notices. He's going to going to try and save Dedra because she's amongst all this lot, apparently. There you go. Blows up. Good throw that, wasn't it? And it blows up this that had the 50 cal on, which I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm just saying that. There you go. That blows them apart. And apparently it's killed Zanwan. He looks pretty dead anyway. So that's his price for his treachery. He has paid for his treachery with his life. There's Sergeant Mosk. It was a big bomb, wasn't it? But there were all sorts of like secondary explosions because they had like grenades and stuff in the whatever it is, the transport, and all them went up as well. So there was quite a big explosion, and secondary explosions as well. Anyway, so that's it. It's all chaos, and look, there's all shooting going on, and innocent people are dying, and the stormtroopers are shooting blindly and just killing, innocent people. And there you go, this big fella. Look, headbutts a stormtrooper. You wouldn't think that'd work, would you? He's got a bloody helmet on. Why would you headbutt somebody with a stormtrooper helmet on? But anyway, there you go. So they're being good shots. They're shooting. Well, they're hitting people anyway. Anyway, Dedra gets shot, sort of. Well, we see it in a minute. Forget to it. He's trying to get this stormtrooper. That's him that, remember that Cassian phoned. He's throttling this stormtrooper, but he gets killed for his troubles. There we go. Got shot, and we see him, he's down. There you go, eyes open. That means he's dead. If you're lying on the ground with your eyes open, you're dead, aren't you? But we're going to see Dedra get shot in a moment. Obviously not by a stormtrooper. I don't think by a stormtrooper. All right, Cinta. Cinta encounters Corv. Remember the spy who'd been watching. From her bar, she was working in a bar or a canteen or whatever, as a barmaid. and he recognises her, and so he's gonna get her, but she gets him first. She stabs him with a knife. There you go. There, she stabbed him there. So that's the end of Cove. Huzzah! So she leaves him in wherever this is and closes the door, so he won't be found until whoever owns that area goes in. Right, Cassian's got Bix. He's leading her out. I think he sees Zan one. Oh, the Death Trooper here comes in and has a pop at him. And Cassian leaps out. Whee! Just shoots and gets him. Look down. What a shot, eh? What a shot. And then we see Zan Wan's dead. But we don't care because he were a bad un. He were a bad un. Oh, there we go. I've just missed it. Look, I've just gone too far. Yeah, so, there's another 50 cals arrived. Look, taking people out. Remember the 50 cal that we saw on Saving Private Ryan? Got hit with that, you just exploded. There were arms and legs flying all over, weren't there? But this one's a bit more, not quite as gruesome. But anyway, the stormtroopers are shooting away. We see here now, I don't know who shoots her. Let's have a look. But we see, did she just get hit by a stone? I think she might have just got hit by a stone in the head. We see it there, bounce off. Yeah, I think somebody just threw something at her. And so she goes down. So she didn't get shot. I thought she got shot at first, but I think she just got something thrown at her. So she's down, is Dedra. But Cyril Khan comes to the rescue. And there's Imperial soldiers just beating people up. Have I missed that bit? This is a good bit coming up. One of the officers told the stormtrooper to go and stop the fellow while bonging his anvil, so to get people going or whatever, and said sort out that anvil. So that's what they're going to do. Anyway, Cassian's getting Bix away. There we go. So he looks up to this. There we go. He's bonging away. Look, but then the stormtrooper appears and boot. So. And then I thought we were going to have the 50 cal or whatever, get him, and I thought they were going to blow the top of that tower off, but they don't. So it's another disappointment, but never mind. But anyway, Dedra's trying to get to her gun, but loads of locals. I actually thought she was going to die here, got to be honest. See if I can see it. See if I can... I've gone too far now. Look. Nice, she's on the floor, and loads of locals are like grabbing hold of her and beating her up. I actually thought I thought that was going to be the end of her, but look, they're getting her. Look, I thought, they're going to tear her apart. It's like zombies are getting her. I thought that's the end of Dedra. I thought they were going to throw us a curveball and do a Game of Thrones where anybody can die, But no, because Cyril comes to the rescue. He's picked up her gun, look. This is Cyril. And he grabs hold of her and says, come with me. So he marches her away to safety. Obviously, she don't know this yet, but then she does in a minute when she sees who it is. There we go. So he's saved Dedra, because he obviously loves her, and she looks and says, it's you! What are you doing here? So it's, saving your life. And I thought they were going to kiss, but they don't. So I still think she's going to break his heart at the end of the show, whenever that is. It was supposed to be 5 seasons, but I think they've knocked it down to 2 now. I've heard that they're going to compress season 2 into I think 3-episode chunks. The last 4 years of apparently we're going to be 1 year for each season. It starts off 5 BBY, so 5 years before A New Hope, and each season we're going to be a year closer to that, and then obviously building up to Rogue One, and but apparently they're going to compress season 2. See what I've heard. I don't know if it's true, but they're going to compress season 2 into that 5 years. So there's going to be time jumps. They're going to go like do 3 episodes and then jump a year, then another 3 episodes and jump a year. Do that. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think she's going to break his heart. Maybe they do get into a relationship, maybe, sort of, I don't know. But I think she's going to break his heart and he's going to take it badly. And he's going to take her down and, the Empire's plans in the course of that. Not because he turns good, but because basically he gets, jilted by her. That's what I think, but I've been wrong before. And I'll be wrong again. Right, so here they are. So that's where they're, nearly kissing, but not quite. Not Bix. Cinta arrives at her pad, and she's they're getting ready to leave. So obviously, it's all kicking off. Vel's there, and she sees that she's got blood. She says, "You've got blood on your hand," and she says, "It's not mine. Obviously, it's Corv's." Right, so there's this ship here. I don't know where it is. I think it might be near that junkyard, but I don't know. But these people are getting it ready. The friends of Cassian. There's the big fella. I just call him the big fella. And the other chap that were at the junkyard. They're refueling. They're fueling up this ship, and they say, "Oh, it's fully fueled now," and so they're trying to get it going. It's a bit of a rough bucket, but apparently it works. And Cassian brings Bix and puts her on board. And B2's on board as well. This is where they're seeing Cassian arriving, I think. Because the dogs start barking. There's B2. But it's Cassian and Bix. So Cassian tells them to go to some moon. And he'll meet them there later. They're going to go to safety. And he says, "Stay low until you get out over the sea, and then climb." But they totally ignore him because when the ship takes off, it heads off into the sky. I thought you're supposed to stay low, but we'll see in a minute. So he says, get Bix and everybody to safety, and he tells B2 EMO, to take care of things while he's away. And B2 says, "You always say that," and that was my robot voice. But Cassian's not going with them. He's going to seek out Luthen Rail. So anyway, so the ship takes off. It goes up. It goes. Takes off. Don't know what that says. And as you can see, it's got Y-wing engines or Y-wing-like engines. So there you go. That's a bit of a Easter egg, I suppose. So there you go. It sets off. Remember, he said stay low until you get over the sea and then climb. But no, look, they're off. That's not staying low, is it? That's off up into the clouds. It's supposed to stay low. Stay below the clouds, below the radar, or whatever they've got. Right, we're back on Coruscant. And what we're seeing now is Mon Mothma's daughter, is she called Leta or Leeta, something like that. Quite a few names that sound a bit like Leia in this, but anyway, never mind. She's going for this meeting with Davos' son. And I thought she'd found a way to avoid this because she didn't want to do that because, remember, Davo, she calls him a thug. He must be a bit of a gangster or something like that. Or it's like a loan shark or something like that. He's not a nice person. According to Mon Mothma, and I thought her putting the blame onto her husband's gambling problem had meant she didn't have to do this because she'd thrown the Empire off the scent, but she's still going through with it, apparently. So there you go. But she's going to meet Davos' son, and that's as far as we go. We don't see. Hang on. We don't see what happens. Oh, there we go. Come on, showers. They either go in. I've missed it. It's not going to show it. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's Davo. That's obviously his son. That must be Davo's wife or mistress or concubine or whatever the hell he has. So that's that going ahead. So, but it's not a betrothal. It's just a meeting. It's a betrothal, isn't it? Sergeant Mosk is having a drink there. I don't know why. We don't see what he's going to do. Is he going to join the rebellion or is is he going to meet up again with Cyril and Dedra? I don't know. That's the last we see of them. Luthen's heading back to his ship on his speeder. When he gets there and he tells his ship, get ready to leave, stealth mode and all that. But then, the ship doesn't reply. The ship that reminds me of Arthur from Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin. Doesn't reply, so he obviously knows something's up. Then he turns around and Cassian's there. Cassian says, you came here to kill me. So he tells him, well, get on with it then. And I thought, does Cassian want to die because of what's happened with Marva? And he says, kill me or take me in. I thought, what, is he like an orphan or something? Is he playing the poor orphan Cassie thing? So anyway, Luthen's got a gun. He picks up Cassian's gun actually, and then he's saying, take me in, and Luthen smiles. So obviously Luthen's going to take him in, innit? Because we know he does, because he joins the rebellion, doesn't he? And that's it. There you go. Little wry smile from Luthen, who I still think is some sort of Jedi or Force user or something like that. I still think that. And other people on the internet have come round to that as well. I said it last week. So anyway, so obviously Luthen's going to take him in and train him in the ways of the rebellion. And then we think it ends. And then I thought, a bit of a damp squib ending, really. We're hoping for a big, massive, cliffhanger. But it's not over yet, folks. There you go. Comes on. Right, so we've got to go on a bit now. There's an end credit scene. Yes, there is. The first one, the only one of this season. And it's a good job, because I usually turn it off when the credits come on, when I'm watching it on Disney+. I usually just turn it off then, because there's never an end credits scene. But for some reason, this week, I skipped it forward a little bit. And then an end credits scene came on. I thought, I'm a psychic. I must be. Or maybe I use the Force. But anyway, it's not a long end credits scene. When I get to it, got all these people that work and doing this stuff, and every one of them wants to be a filmmaker in their own right. Right, are we going to get there? Mixed stages provided by Warner Brothers. That's interesting, isn't it? Hey, come on, are you going to get on with it? I don't want to miss it, you see. I think we're getting there now, because we've got that logo. The motion, what they call it, I don't know. Hey, so all the Canada and Australia. Where's it? I thought it was filmed in Britain. The British Film Commission. Also, obviously, stuff done in Canada and Australia as well. It's a very global place. Oh, that's Germany, isn't it? There. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Right. Obviously, some sort of work going on, and then we see. Moment. So there's some sort of droids doing work, obviously in space. But there, remember these? We saw them in the prison that Andor were on. And people had said, are they making parts for the Death Star? And other people said, no, they're not. And I said, well, they're probably making parts for all of the Imperial machine. And I stand by that. But the parts that, in particular, these star-shaped things, we saw them working on them, Andor working on them, assembling them in the prison, and we're going to find out what they're used for right now. Here we go. I think, what's that? And now we're thinking, is this part of the? I thought it's either part of some sort of communications array. And then I thought, no, it is going to be part of the Death Star, isn't it? It's part of the dish. And as we come out, we'll see that the people that said they're making parts for the Death Star were 100% right, because we're going to see it as we come out. Cool effects. It's all CG, innit? There you go. A couple of TIE fighters go by. They look a bit big, don't they? TIE fighters, they got that wrong. They should have gone in front of that, because this is massive, isn't it? This is the deflector dish. TIE fighters are a bit tiny against that, but they've gone behind that thing. They made a bit of a mistake there, I think. Yeah, there you go. It's the Death Star, look, in orbit over... That's supposed to be Geonosis. It looks a bit blue for Geonosis, but it could be, I suppose. We've just seen the edge of the atmosphere, maybe, the limb. But there it is. So another 5 years and all that, I'll go in there. They got to get the kyber crystals in, and all that stuff. But that'll go in there. We see it happen, don't we? In Rogue One, we see the dish finally attached to the Death Star with all the Star Destroyers there. But yeah, and then so that's it. So now we do know that Cassian Andor was working on the machine that kills him. Spoilers for Rogue One. But yeah, there you go. And that's it. That's the end of season 1 of Andor. And then there we go. Lucasfilm logo. So there you go. That's it. So, a good episode, but I was disappointed in some parts. Like I said, we didn't see the ambush at the, Stern House, Steel House, whatever, the Imperial Power Station. They didn't see the ambush there, which I was hoping we'd see. But we didn't. The riot on Ferrix were quite good. But I hoped as well that we might have got a look at K2SO. Maybe we could have seen Andor get K2SO, but it'll come in season 2. Right, so it was good. I enjoyed it. That episode, I'd give that a 9 out of 10. That episode, because I really enjoyed it. I was disappointed that we didn't see some things, but it was a good, solid episode. Nice build up to all the action that happened, and which is good. As I said, people call it Andor because it's it's quite a slow burn, but it's good. It's good Star Wars. I own up. The early episodes, I was saying, is it Star Wars? And I was like, no, not really, but it is now. It's good, solid, gritty Star Wars. No Jedi. Although I do think Luthen Rail is some sort of Force user or ex-Jedi or whatever. I do think that. But that'll probably get disproven. But that's what I'm thinking at the moment. And so it was good. The season as a whole, I'd give 9 out of 10. It's well worth watching, and I'm looking forward to season 2. How long is it going to be? I don't know. I hope it's not going to be... Because now we're seeing like 2 years out between seasons in TV shows. That's disgraceful, if you ask me. I mean, they used to bang out Star Treks and all these others, Supernaturals and all these, every year, didn't they? They had a hiatus, didn't they, when they were filming, new seasons. But it'd come on in the autumn, run until spring, and then it'd go off again, and then it'd be back on again in autumn. But it's a different time, isn't it? But anyway, yes, so we'll leave it there. A good season, good solid Star Wars season. We're on the road to Rogue One. We're 4 years now before, or thereabouts. Yeah, we're about 4 years. He was in that prison for a few months, wasn't he? About 4 years now before Rogue One. So it's building up. And from what I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but season 2 is going to cover the rest of the time. So it's going to be season 2 and done, not 5 seasons. I don't know if that decision was made because this season 1 hasn't been very successful. I think it's barely appeared in the top 10s of even the original programming. It's barely appeared in the top 10s, and in the overall streaming charts, it's nowhere. People aren't really watching it. I don't know why. You'd think the Star Wars fans alone would be watching this and it'd be enough to get it up there, but I think because it's not the Skywalkers and all that, there's no Darth Vader and all, and it's not captured the public imagination, but which is their loss, in my opinion. So, but anyway, we'll leave it there. Look forward to season 2. I hope it doesn't take 2 years to come, but I bet it does. But hopefully, with them compressing, if this is true, with them compressing the last 4 seasons into one season, hopefully it'll be a bit more action-packed, and people won't complain that it's too slow. So we'll leave it there. So good show, watch it, and wherever you are in the galaxy, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say the